Good morning. Welcome to the 27th annual Galluccio Associates Sports Breakfast. You know that Cambridge is an amazing community, and you all know that youth sports is a huge part of it. So let's all be drum majors for that message, because without youth sports in Cambridge, we wouldn't be as close as we are. We wouldn't have the friendships that we have. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ariel Spivey. She's going to, as it's tradition, we're going to start the program with the national anthem. So if everyone could rise and welcome Ariel.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
As you all know, this is a family operation. It's a family operation. So I want to thank my mother because she's been the treasurer, kept track of the books, written the checks since we started, and we could not do it without her. She has to be somewhere at 11:30 today. So I want Tony to present. She hates this. Tony's going to present her with some flowers. If everyone could just say thank you to my mother for keeping this going. At this time, I want to introduce someone who's been with us from the beginning, as busy as he is on comedy circuit and doing movies and everything else. He always is here for this event. I wanted him to have to bring the flowers to my mother because I'm quite certain that he's out of breath right now. Tony V, come on up, buddy.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was great. That helped me toward my 10,000 steps for this year. Yeah, no, this is the one that'll get you. I don't know if I told this story before. It's sports related, which I think you'll enjoy. I played softball in my adult life, slow pitch comedians league. Just so you know how comedians think. We played at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night. That's when we're most comfortable. And well into my 60s, I know I look good. We played softball, and I one time, this is about perseverance. I one time struck out playing slow pitch softball. There was no worse feeling if you were any kind of an athlete at all than to strike out playing slow pitch softball. I don't think some of you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, have you done it? No. Yeah, no human should, right? Like Buck will, I did it. Buck will attest to this, right? At the pro level, fast pitch, major league, if you can do your job a third of the time, you're pretty good, right? 300 batting averages is really good. In slow pitch, it's you can hit 750, 800 because a fastball comes at you like this, and a slow pitch softball comes at you like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? At the height, at the pinnacle of a slow pitch softball, you could decide to change bats. So anyway, but here's the thing. I will leave you with a very inspirational quote. The world doesn't care how many times you get knocked down, as long as you get up one more time. And that's all I got. That's pretty good.
So without any further ado, I want to present you Mr. Leroy Gibson.
Oh, man, thank you for the well words. Those are beautiful words right there, Whitey and Galluccio Associates. Can everybody hear me? All right. Good morning. This is a humbling experience, right? I've been doing youth sports now for about 27 years, and I'm not well into receiving awards. I'm a low-key type of guy. I like to fall back and just let my work speak for itself. So there's two things that actually, why this is humbling is one, because of that. And the second is, it takes a village, as they say, to be able to get to where you are. And I have a village of people who this award actually, I believe, speaks to more than just to myself. And I'm going to start off by thanking my mother, Leroy Gibson. Yeah. So, Moms is probably the most grittiest person I know. She has the most tenacity, perseverance, resilience, and her love for sports is out of this world. For Christmas this year, she asked for two things. She asked for a Matthew Judon jersey and a Marcus Smart jersey, and she got both. Every Sunday, our dinners as a family are catered around Sunday football, and this has been going on for about the last 25 years. There's a few people in here who have been to the house for dinner who can attest to that. That's the type of person she is, and she instilled that in me. So, Moms, this award's for you. Secondly is three special people. My wife, Onika, my daughter, Nakari, and Sienna. They have endured all of the late dinners, me coming in late, food cold, sitting in the microwave, having to give young men rides home with them inside the car. Sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's sacrificing family vacations, because I may be in Albany, New York for a week, or I may be in New Jersey for a weekend with student athletes from the city. So without you all, this wouldn't be possible. You all are my biggest fans. You all are my biggest cheerleaders, and I love you all to the moon and back. This speech is for you. There's three people I don't see here that I'd like to acknowledge. One, my cousin Nkrumah Jones, a past honoree of Galluccio Associates. That's my co-pilot. Everything that we've started, whether it was the Greater Boston Lions, as you heard of earlier, back in 2001, to the Cambridge Pride, to me going on and coaching college ball, even him recommending that I retire from coaching college ball so I can sit back and enjoy my daughter play her games. He's been inspirational, and this award's for him as well. There's also Michelle Farnham and Paul Ryder. Michelle Farnham and Paul Ryder. Michelle Farnham and Paul Ryder are two instrumental pieces in why the Cambridge Pride developed. I don't think many people know. Nkrumah and I, for the work that we was doing with the GBL, got a phone call one day from Michelle Farnham. And she's like, hey, listen, I love what you all are doing. You all are doing a great job. However, there's a problem in the city right now. There are a lot of middle school age boys who are disengaged in the community youth centers. They are partaking in activity in the community that has the police department on high alert. And schools, the kids inside the schools aren't doing the best academically. Please figure out a way, whatever it is, come up with a proposal, send it to us, and let's see what we can make happen. We wrote the proposal, and the rest is history. We had the Cambridge Pride, which is still running. It's a beautiful program. I believe it's probably one of the best programs in terms of basketball that this city has, and it's still going. So thank you to Michelle Farnham and Paul Ryder, who are not here. Lastly, and I'm gonna be quick, there's a bunch of coaches that I would love to, break down. A lot of people that volunteered, but there's two people in particular that I want to recognize, and they're both past honorees as well. I don't know how y'all got this before me, but that is what it is. Shots fired. I was on my timber, you know what I mean? But Vlad Pierre and Gio Rodriguez. These two young men are stalwarts in the community. They are leaders. I'm proud to know that of the two programs, they are the only two coaches that coached in the GBL as well as the Cambridge Pride. They were the successors. I was the inaugural director for the first 7 years. They were the successors for the program and took it and made it grow. Added young ladies, which I fought for. So I thank both of you all, and this award is for you as well. Keep doing what you do. Lastly, to the 400 plus GBL alumni doing great things, the 675 plus and still counting and growing Cambridge Pride alumni, this is for you. To all of the honorees, congratulations. It's well deserved. Thank you.
So we were all Babe Ruth coaches. Now, I can't speak for Louis. Louis may be Connie Mack for all I know. But I was an umpire, and I was and am a baseball historian. That's my stock and trade. If you want to talk about the 1946 Red Sox and the 69 Mets and all of that, I am your guy. And I used to cover Louis' beloved Yankees. And the first time I met Billy Martin in spring training in 1988, I mentioned some facet of history, and Billy fell in love with me. Actually took me out one night because he wanted to hear all my baseball stories. But the intricacies of the game were never my forte. My idea of coaching was, kid that can throw strikes, you're going to pitch. The best overall player, as long as you're not left-handed, you're going to put you at shortstop. If you play like me, you're going to go to right field. And that's how I coach baseball. And I would hit a round of balls, coming down, and all that. And then we'd start the game. Louis did kind of that, too. George Weber did that. Dick Looney with the Yankees did that. That's how you go. The Cambridge Chronicle Sun Tigers, by the way. And this guy is like the Vince Lombardi of Babe Ruth baseball. He's down there with the chalk and the thing, the boxing one defense, and you're going to shade to the left, and we're going to do the hidden ball trick and all that. And this, anybody who was around in that era, well, this is not like a party favor I'm delivering this morning. This is fact. A lot of us managed baseball teams. This guy coached baseball teams. And I did not know until last night that he was being honored today. He is, without a doubt, in the long, glorious history of the Cambridge Babe Ruth League, one of the best coaches this league's ever produced. This is probably a good time for me to point out that the 1978 Leachman Hills Orioles demolished Louis DePasquale's Curtin Insurance Indians in the finals to win the championship. But that's another story for another day. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you for inviting me home to Cambridge. Thank you.
Lucia said I have 2 minutes. I don't know what I can do in 2, but first thing I would like to thank my wife. She's been my best friend and has supported me throughout so many years. I don't want to say how many years. She's the person that kept the boat sailing straight on the water and has assisted me in everything I do.
Ever stand up. Carol, stand up.
It's not usual for me to get up and speak, especially get teary-eyed like I am right now. 3 of these gentlemen on the dais here have coached with me. And, of course, George has been with me for 1,000 years. I would just like to spend 1 minute to introduce my head table. My wife, Carol, my 2 children, my daughter, Kim, and my son, Darren. Three of my 5 grandchildren, Tyler, Darren Jr., and Ella. Unfortunately, 2 of my other grandchildren were unavailable for today, Joseph and Hannah. It has been a long ride. I've had a lot of fun. And when I was thinking of this, coming down here, I think I wrote a speech. I did, but it's 15 minutes long. And Gooch said, no way. But I would like to say an achievement award is very powerful to me, and I'd like to share that with all the coaches that have worked with me, current and past, in the Babe Ruth League. There have been many. Like, there's 3 of them right here. And also, another shout out for the Cambridge Little League coaches, who I believe without them, there probably would not be a Babe Ruth League. I'm going to wrap it up now. I'll wrap it up. In conclusion, I want to say it has been a great ride for me. I've really enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun. And when I talk to new or young coaches, and they ask me if I have any advice, I simply say to them, keep it simple. Teach the basic fundamentals of baseball. Sprinkle in a few social tips. And most importantly, keep the game fun. As I go into the sunset of my career, I wish all well. I just happened to look out over the audience, and I do see a few more coaches, and actually I see a few of my players here today, the Yankees. And it's been a privilege and an honor for me to work with the youth of Cambridge. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mary Ann was an advocate for the person that just came out and tried to play a sport, whether they were successful or not, as long as they tried. And they were the person that come to see her and confide in her. Again, wonderful person, wonderful teacher. I'm proud to be associated with her. Mary Ann? Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, the Galluccio Associates, for nominating me, and congratulations to the other honorees that are up here. Congratulations to the scholarship winners. All about my 35-year career in Cambridge was all about the student, to make sure they had fun, they enjoyed themselves in physical education class. And when I became AD, it was all about the student athlete. And I used to have coaches say to me, Mary Ann, it's February vacation. What are you doing here? I says, no, kids have a track meet. I have to be here. I have to watch them. They said, none of the other ADs ever came to anything. I said, well, I'm not any of the other ADs. I said, I'm Mary Ann, and I'm here to support my student athletes and my coaches. And I had some wonderful, wonderful coaches. Joe Pag was one. Kelly Leary in the back. I had her in kindergarten. We're going back a long, long time. But the coaches were unbelievable, and everyone that I worked with was really very, very good to me. But once again, it was all about the student and the student athlete. I do want to give a plug to the Athletic Hall of Fame. We haven't met since COVID. We are meeting again in September. If anyone in the audience is interested in joining our group, please see me afterwards. Or if you have an athlete, a coach, a team, or a special contributor to nominate, please do so, because we're looking for applications. People, see you on the street and they'll say, oh, gee, I'd like to nominate John Smith. I said, that's great. Here, go to the website and get an application. People don't want to do all the work. It's not that difficult, but please do, and we really, really appreciate it. And Anthony, thank you for the honor. I appreciate it. Anthony and I go back a long, long time. Have a great day. Thank you again.
Thank you
guy. Everybody knows him. He may be misunderstood, but when we started the Pulp Warner program and things had to happen and we had to have people in line very, very quick, he got everybody in line from the first day, sat everybody around, and just told the kids, boys and girls, this is what we expect of Cambridge kids. This is what you're going to do, and we want you to do it in a professional way. So with that, I just want to introduce Ron Fats Harris. Well deserved.
You all are going to absolutely love me. I'm going to put my 30 seconds on my watch here. Listen, I'd like to thank everyone who came out here, especially thanks for my family, my Auntie Barbara, my cousin Cheryl, my brother Ed and his wife Yvonne, my adopted son Gio, my good friend Vlad, Shay, Leroy, everyone here, thank you for coming out. That's about all that I really have. One thing I asked everyone to do, could everyone stand up for a quick second? Everyone. Unless you have a walker or a cane, just everyone else stand up. One thing, I'd just like everyone to clap 5 times. I just wanted to see how it was to get a standing ovation. Thank you.
For always being funny and bringing energy to the team every day. And sometimes even being funny when she didn't realize she was being funny. And that's something that I really notice every day working alongside her now. So this is Bella Cortione.
Well, I'm definitely not a public speaker. Some of my athletes are here. They can definitely attest to that. But I just want to say thank you, Galluccio Associates, Whitey, thank you. And congratulations to everybody else receiving an award today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
The Cubs know him in a way much differently than how they know me. They have a real individual, intense relationship with him. They love and value his attention. It's really wonderful for, as all the head coaches in this room know, it's wonderful to have people helping you like that, especially with baseball when it's really useful to have stations. So I love working with Billy. We have a lot of fun, on and off the field. I'm going to let him talk about himself rather than talk about it. But I just want to mention that in Billy's spare time, besides coaching baseball for the past 28 years, he coached hockey for 14 years. Come on, Billy.
Well, I didn't prepare a speech, but I'd like to congratulate all the recipients here and past recipients and the scholarship recipients. I'd like to thank Scott, the Gooch, and Galluccio Associates for all they've done for the youth of this great city of ours, Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'd like to thank the Cubbies that showed up with their parents. I've been on this team for a long time. I'd like to thank my children who showed up, my son Ryan, his lovely wife Kelly, my daughter Molly, and my son Connor, who were all played on the Cubs, and were fun athletes to coach. But really, that's about it. I'd like to thank everyone who's here. I'm very honored and humbled, and thank you.
John formed and coordinated the Middle School Girls League, which is a mixed-gender upper school league. He's coordinated the grade 7 and 8 City League. He also helped build partnership with CRLS Soccer. John also sits on the board of Cambridge Youth Soccer. And today we get a chance to thank him for all his work in support of youth sports in Cambridge. John Delancey.
Excuse me. So thank you, Anthony. It's an honor to be here today. When I started coaching my daughter's team, as many of you did, or your son's team, I expected to do it for a couple of years. And 16 years later, I'm still here, still doing it. And I think that's because of 3 things. 1, working with terrific coaches. 2, great partnerships, as Anthony said, one with Coach Meg Willett at the high school. We're working to get more girls interested in high school soccer. And the final one is the best one, working with the wonderful kids of Cambridge and all their chaotic and boundless energy and brilliant play. A couple of quick words. Good news about Cambridge Youth Soccer, to pick up what you were saying. I'd like to thank Jason Targoff and Sandy Gould. A few years ago, they had the courage to dramatically reimagine Cambridge Youth Soccer. The reorganization was somewhat controversial. The results are not. They're amazing. This weekend, almost 2,000 kids will lace up their boots and play soccer at Danahy and other parks. That's 2,000. But, and I say this as a coach of girls soccer, the better part is today we have over 700 girls playing soccer. Just 4 years ago, we struggled to get 400, so we're up 75%. We have 700 girls. It's amazing. It's exciting, but it's also a good start, and I guarantee there will be more to come. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to my wife, Helena, who has put up with me disappearing on so many Saturdays to do what I do to coach soccer and be a volunteer. So thank you. And thank you.
Yeah, let's see it, John.
But this one's a real easy one for me, because this is my guy. He's so much more than a coach. To watch him work with his children, cheer for his children. He's at every game, every field. I would say that the Santoses are now the first family of Cambridge sports. I'll let the bio speak for itself, but one thing I will say, and Ms. Capella brought it up earlier, is that this gentleman, and it doesn't say it, I don't know how it escaped the bio, but he's a CRLS Hall of Famer, so let's give it up. So it's been a pleasure to work with him. It's been a pleasure to be his friend, a fellow sports parent. He's a great family man, salt of the earth. Please give it up for my friend, Chase Santos.
Last but not least, that's what they say, right? I'm sure I'm not last because my son's team is playing Gooch's in the playoffs tomorrow. I'm sure that's not why. Gooch. I know that I'm last, and we're supposed to get out of here at 11, so I'll forget the speech for the most part. There's a bunch of people out here that I want to say thank you to, people that I've talked to over the years about sports and life, like Leroy. I can hear my voice, so I don't want to start crying, you know what I'm saying? But the one person that I really wanted to shout out today was my wife. We've been doing this for a long time, so I wanted to thank you, and I wrote down a bunch of things. So I want to thank you for all the drop-offs and pickups throughout the years, buying snacks, sitting in the cold, dealing with my attitude after we lose, letting me party with the boys after we win, you know, early morning practices, late night games, registration, sign-ups, group texts, carpooling, donations, all that stuff. But I want to thank you for being there for me. You have to listen to Nico talk about how fast he is. You got to listen to Savi talk about how he's the best pitcher in the league. Che brag about how he's the best outfielder in the family, when we know that's Aaron. Especially this season when you had to take all the phone calls from Tati about the CRLS softball team. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Sorry, Nazia. Shout out to Toast Nation, of course, everybody, everyone that came to support me. I appreciate you. And then the last thing, Laban, Smitty, and Nazia, all people that I've coached in the past. I was here when I was 17 years old in your seat, And I just wanted to say something that I wish someone said to me, which was, don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. Go out there and do good things. And when you come back, give back to your community and pay it back, man.
Hey, scholar athletes, Galluccio Associates this year, we increased the scholarship amount to $1,500. We have 12 or 14. I gotta count. I want to introduce them, and I want to thank Luam is out of town. She helped coordinate, and obviously you all know Lula. Give it up for her. Let's have all the scholarship winners come on up at this time. Liban, Nazia, Jarrell, come on, Mohammed, Kylie, Sadie, Sam, Ania, Yarosin, Fred Lugo, Anna O'Brien, James Smythe.
Thank you, Anthony. I'll be brief. But, you know, when I was city manager, I constantly said, and I was very proud of it as someone who's lived in the city their entire life, there is no better place to live, to grow up, to work than the city of Cambridge. And we all got to recognize that. But one of the reasons we can all say that is because look at the people behind us, these young men and women who will lead the future to keep Cambridge what it is. And that's what Cambridge is all about. We're all in this together. We stick together. We love our city. And when I got the opportunity to give out scholarships, I could not think of any better place to give out scholarships than Galluccio Associates. What Anthony's done for the kids of the city, second to none. I know he doesn't want me to say it, but I'm going to say it. So can we just give him one more huge round of applause?